Alright, today I have the Low Pro Classified 180. It's their upper end sling bag. I reviewed the 220 a few weeks ago, as well as the in-case sling. This bag does solve the size issues of the 220, but now that it's usable, I've found a bunch more issues with it that really get to be annoying pretty quickly. I am on vacation this week in Antigua, so I flew down with this bag as my check-in bag. It does fit in the bin, it fits under your seat, it's a very nice size for that. But just loaded, it's not a huge bag, just loading it up with a DSLR film body, 3 lenses, the GF1 I'm recording this with, its lens, and a few toys for my son. The strap gets a little bit thin. Walking through an airport. It does have a little secondary strap that clips up here. You'll notice it's very skinny, but it doesn't really touch you, so that's not a huge issue. But it just never gets comfortable. This is going to sound like a broken record if you've listened to my other sling reviews, but this bag really needs another strap. If it had 2 straps, it'd be a lot better. But also the thickness of the strap. It's not thick at all. It's really uncomfortable. It gets uncomfortable pretty quickly. Just hiking today, I've had this on for about a half an hour. I'd say 10 minutes into my hike, I wished I had an honest 2-strap backpack. So that's something that slings aren't going to work for me, but I love the side access. You swing it around or sling it, you have access to everything right here. And let me just walk you through this, through the compartment. You have the main flap here, which you can see my decent runs right now. You then have 2 little side flaps that flip open. That's my telly. You get another cubby here for plenty of accessories. That's actually where the GF1 will sit to give you some size reference. The camera fits back in here like this. I then have another zoom here and more accessories there. I fit my second, I can open it up. I have 2 cleaning cloths, a lens pen, my battery, and my 12mm macro tube in here. They put cutesy little memory card tabs here. Personally, I think those are a little bit worthless as I use an actual memory card wallet. That's personal preference. One issue I found already is the stitching on mine. This, where they stitch 2 parts together, they stick it right next to the zipper. That's not very smart if you know anything about zippers, because in trying to do this one-handed, you know, maybe you have a camera in your hand, it doesn't want to zip. It runs into the fabricator. You have to come from this side to get past that spot. So that's mildly annoying. They have a clip here, I would assume to be as a safety so you can't accidentally unzip it, but I mean, that's something I don't think I'd really need. You then have a bigger compartment here. This is nice, it'll fit an iPad or a small computer. You can see I have my filters in here. I use Kaken X Pros, which are rather large, so it's nice to have enough room to accommodate those. The in-case will not fit those. They're very similar bags, but they won't fit like that in the in-case. You then have another compartment here on the end that opens up. I have my Kaken Z Pro holder in here, and you're seeing how difficult this is to get out. That's another one of my complaints, would be easily solved. So it's a bulky holder, but the problem is this bag is stiff. It's not a soft bag. Low Pro does that to a lot of their bags, but because of that, it's padded a little bit better. Some people might like that, but it also means when you try to get this out, if it was soft, it would flex to be big enough to fit this. But because it's rigid and it sits at the dimensions they set, if you're not fitting in there something they think you should fit in there, you're out of luck. So that's an issue. One of the nicer things is this pad is the end of the 3rd pad in the bag. You can actually see my hand go out through. This pad is this pad. If you want, you can move that all the way to the end and make more room in this section to kind of have 4 sections instead of the 3 I have. That's something I'm thinking about doing, so instead of accessing something bulky like this through the end, I can get at it through here where there's a little more room. So that aspect is nice. But the other thing I really don't like about it is they charge you it's either $120 or $129 for this, but it's 50% more than the in-case bag. It's the same size. So what are you paying for? Well, it's their classified series, which means they're higher end. you get nice leather zipper pulls. Do you need leather on your zipper pulls? On your dividers, instead of giving you standard shaped dividers, this is going to be hard to see, but these dividers have an S-bend in them. They're lower at this end than they are at that end. And then they have suede trim on them. Do you need suede on your dividers? I'd certainly take 50 bucks in my pocket over paying for crap like that on a camera bag. And my big complaint is if they want to charge that much money for a camera bag, shouldn't they get their details correct? This bag, it has a lot of potential. I like the sling aspect. I like being able to pull it around. But for instance, here's your extra strap. They give you this padded little, I don't know, strap holder, I guess you could call it, that goes on like this, and you put it on there. Oh, that's so fancy. You wear the bag for 3 seconds and boom, the strap's hanging out of it. Doesn't work at all. And again, for this sort of money, I expect a very nice strap on a bag. I don't think in a half an hour with 3 lenses and 1 camera in a bag that's not demanding, I should be complaining about the thickness of a strap on a $120 bag. I think that's asking a bit much on their end for people to spend this sort of money for a strap that a Jansport backpack would have. I'm sorry, but that doesn't cut it. And again, the few details, I've had a lot of low pro bags in my time, and the few details that really set it apart, classified, are these zipper pulls, which mean nothing to me. I would actually, if I were to keep this bag, I would cut these off and put a piece of string on them. And the dividers, and the dividers are actually worse than the normal dividers. So I don't see how this is worth this sort of money. The bigger bag, the 220, was even more expensive. Yes, it was a lot bigger, but unless you need to carry that much stuff, it really wasn't useful. And because it was that big, the one strap was even more of an issue because it had the same size strap on it. So again, I don't really see that as a great layout. The other thing I noticed I was doing earlier today is after slinging it a few times, I was actually wearing it on one shoulder like this, which just made me think even more so, why isn't this a backpack? Because if I can sling it on one shoulder like this, it's still staying on. I can use my arm here to hold this to still get at things. This is how it would work if it was a backpack. So I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent here with how backpacks are significantly better than slings and they need a side access backpack. So I'm sorry about that. This bag is a good concept, horribly executed. They're charging too much for it. There's a lot of the details are wrong. They made it the high-end bag when it's not a high-end bag. It's just a glorified regular bag. It's just the design's different. So if you're a low pro guy, I'm sorry if I'm ripping on your bag. If you're a 180 user, I'm sorry if I don't love it, but it doesn't cut it for me. The one other detail that I found laughable, you can see down here, here's a little foot for the tripod bag, and here's a little clip for the tripod. Are those even 10 inches apart? Maybe? I'd show you my tripod, but the camera's on it right now.